Say hey everybody, welcome back to Sorare First Pitch on YouTube. It's been far too long. I've been greeting people in the Discord, but I have not been talking to y'all here. Hope everyone had a great holiday. Gonna try to get back to more content. I know I keep saying that, but here we are. I just wanted to do some lineup building with y'all today and also go over my starting five for game week number 23. So I'm going to go over some of my favorite plays at each tier of L10, I guess. And hopefully that can help you build your team a little bit. So before we go any further forward, yeah, hit us up. Sorare FP on Patreon. You can get all of our projections, just $5 a month. I mean, that's 8 game weeks worth of projections for just $5 up front. You also can get our great community for $10, and that's honestly where the money's made. Some of the insight and some of the questions that are asked in there help everybody. So I always recommend it. The link's in the bio, as always, and then you can find us on Twitter. You can find us on TikTok at this point. We're everywhere, but come join us. That's our little plug to start. But again, game week 23, starting 5, favorite values, and we're going to build some lineups a little later in the show using my cards, and then maybe we'll build something else in the So Rare lineup builder. Before we get there, though, if you want me to build your lineups live on the show, drop your So Rare general manager name. I don't know, whatever the name of your gallery is. Drop that in the comments. Your whatever you want to call it. Drop it in the comments. One lucky winner. I'll throw all of your players into the sheet of power, and we'll build your lineups live on the show on Monday. So for game week 24, hit me up again. Drop those in the comments. Also subscribe while you're here. I'm contractually obligated to say that. All right, let's do it. Let's see if I can figure out this screen share. It's been far too long. All right, and we're back. Okay, so we're going to start at the MVP level. Very obvious. It's Luka Doncic. I'm not going to spend a lot of time here. Not terribly affordable, as you can see. A limited is going to cost you around $482. That is not easy money to just throw around. But so what you get with Luka is pretty obvious. You can get a potential 105 score. He put up 105, an 80, and a 93. So obviously the upside is as high as anybody in the game, but really what you get here is floor. That's what you're paying for ultimately. I mean, you're just basically locking in a 58 from your MVP, and that's great. I mean, obviously you want the 105s, but what you're really paying for is just to kind of guarantee you get a 60, and then if that's kind of a free space, and then if you get the rest of your guys right, then Luka is very, very helpful. Yeah, I said I wasn't going to spend a lot of time here. Also, he helped nerf his L10 a little bit with his 30 he put up last night against the Celtics. That's fantastic. But, yeah, you want Luka. If you can get Luka, go out and get him. There are some other options for MVP. Giannis is fine. Jason Tatum is fine. Those are the only other two max upside projections that I have for this week. But Luka's the only one with 2 games. So you can go a discount route if you want. But Luka's kind of the guy. And the odds of him hitting 60 in 2 games is much higher than Giannis or Tatum hitting it in 1. And that's fine. That's fantastic. But it's the risk you run. All right, let's go for a budget option. There are always a lot of guys in this range who you can plug in, but generally, especially in Champion, I don't like playing guys in this range because their upside is just not high enough to win you a tier 1 or, move you up to a super rare and rare, etc. You need 30 at least out of your worst player, and generally guys in this range don't do it for you. That said, in Contender, this is gold. So we're going to go with Malachi Branham. He is our guy in the 0 to 15 range. He's got 2 games. He's got a 13 L10. He's going to get about 20 to 26 minutes with Devin Vassell out. Devin Vassell, I don't know how to pronounce it. if you look at his scoring, I mean, there's a good chance even on these 22 to 25 minutes, like you can still get this 8 to 11. That's fine, but he is capable of a 20 to 30, and again, that's what you need out of this spot. The reason I'm going with Branham here, and just kind of a disclaimer going forward, I'm trying to choose guys who aren't going to break the bank. So similar upside guys at these different tiers. That you're not going to pay up a ton for. Like Montrezl Harrell was a guy that I wanted to put here on an 11 L10 with Joel Embiid out on Friday. He's the guy who fills in those minutes. But so you can get Branham for, I think he just went for about 0.05. I had a bid in on him, 0.05 rare, and then, very little in limited. But if you look at Harrell, that's what happens when you get Embiid news. So, yeah, you can get Branham for half that price, and he's not going to tank on you later. Now, Harrell does have value long term because Embiid's going to be out more. Happens quite often. So, George Niang is another guy at 15, another Sixer who has some potential, just a little rise in his price. He's not going to kill you as much. But, yeah, I mean, he can drop 38 in decent minutes, and he should have that opportunity. Even more so if James Harden misses time. I don't see Atlanta on the schedule, so you don't have to worry about the Atlanta flu getting him anytime soon. All right, so that's that mid-range. So let's move on to our Robin. Let's move on to our sidekick. I'm going with Damian Lillard here. Keep in mind that I'm trying to only go after guys with 2 games on the weekend. You don't have to do this, but the more and more I talk with people, the more that you want to lock in 2 games. The reason is you have one shot. And if you look at the range on even a guy like Damian Lillard, with 1 game, you can end up anywhere between 38 and 77 points. 38 out of your number 2 player is going to kill you. 77, fantastic. Obviously, it's probably going to fall somewhere in this range here, the 29 to 58. With 1 shot, he could fall anywhere in that range. With 2 shots, you have, I don't know if it's an exponentially higher chance of getting up to at least like the 58 range where he likes to settle in at. It's actually kind of funny that he has more 58s than I think any other exact point total. But with 2 games, like, you're so much more likely to at least realize something a little higher, where the risk with 1 game is just like, you don't want to risk a 29. If you're going to play a guy with 1 game, don't play Damian Lillard. But I'm going with him because he has 2. I've got him in an 80 upside score. That's like top 10. That's plus 35 out of this spot. Obviously, he hasn't hit that in a long time. He hit 100 one day. Yeah, so, I mean, he can get to that point. He hasn't yet this year. He can. Even the 77 as an upside, that's still plus 32, and that is fine, especially out of your number 2 guy. So that's Dame. Honorable mentions at this point. You could pay a little bit more for Kevin Durant. You pay a little bit more for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I think they all have 2 games, but you're going to pay another 0.1 to go up from Lillard to KD, and I don't think the difference in upside is that huge. Dame is playing 2 games on the road. Yeah, and then so is KD, honestly. So I don't think that makes a huge difference. So yeah, I mean, you can go up and pay a little bit more there. If you really want a budget option, DeMar DeRozan is a guy I think everybody should have. He's going to go for about 0.1 Ethereum, less than Lillard. Maybe a little bit lower upside, but he's still great. On a 44 L10, that's a fine play. I think everybody should have him. If you can afford him, I think you should have him. If you're going to play, he fits in contender a lot of times. I guess I should pull him up. And his L10 is going to regress because there's so much variance in his scores. Like, you'll see 22s and you'll see 72s. And generally a lot of green. So, yeah, and then you see that price is so much lower. The other option here, you can go with John Morant. 43 L10, actually lower than Dame Lillard, but he's only got 1 game this week. If you want a long-term investment and you want to pay up for Ja, that's fine. All right, let's go to my least favorite range here, the 15 to 25. I'm going with Isaiah Stewart. This range is horrible. Stewart's got 2 games, 23 L10. I've got him on a 41 upside. That's plus 18. He's only 21 years old. This price is not prohibitive. If you're going to go after Isaiah Stewart, you're going to hold him. I like him there, but I wouldn't prioritize him. Other guys in this range, DeAndre Hunter, his upside's a little capped, though he projects well because of his defense. Mike Conley has a very suppressed L10 currently. He's also 35. I don't know that you want to pay, 0.1 Ethereum or $150-ish for a 35-year-old. And then Malik Beasley, another guy for the Jazz. He can go off. He's got 2 games. He had a nice week last week. Might be popping in the projections because of that. But overall, I would be more likely to play George Niang and Malachi Branham and then go up a little bit into 2 guys in this next range than go out and buy a guy like Isaiah Stewart. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on him. Here's actually one of my favorite plays of the week. Bojan Bogdanovic. Not Bogdan Bogdanovic. It's Bojan Bogdanovic. I'm going to keep saying those until I can't speak. Bojan. His price has not moved. It's a pretty static price. 29 L10. Just put up a 52. Put up a 45 recently. He's got a 50, 52, 48. He's playing the Spurs. He's got 2 games. And again, this price is not prohibitive at all. He might be my favorite play of the week. 62 upside score. That's what I got him at. Again, that's going to be higher than what you're looking at here. You don't expect the upside score, but you just know that it's in the cards, whereas some guys, it's a little less predictable. Draymond Green popped recently, and his upside score is actually less than his median score, but then he ended up getting there. It's tougher to predict, but these are the kind of guys you want to target. The upside score kind of tells you where you could land in the 90th percentile outcome. That's what you want. Other guys in this range, Jeremy Grant, 32, Jaren Jackson Jr., a guy I always love, and finally had a ceiling game last night. Let's look at it. Oh, he's going up in price. Probably because he's a monster. Yeah, so he's getting to these 54s and stuff on this 33. That's a good, solid player. One of my favorite players in the league. So yeah, if you're building the lineup with Luka, Lillard, Branham, and Bogdanovic, those are my first choices. I would go with Jeremy Grant, honestly. He's got 2 games at 32. Got a little bit higher upside than Triple J. Much cheaper. Yeah, 64. That's higher than anything Triple J's hit. He is a game time decision. That makes things difficult. But yeah, so there's my starting 5. Luka, Branham, Stewart, I guess, Lillard, and Bogdanovic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's 5. All right, good. But if I'm building a lineup, I'm going Luka, Lillard, Branham, Bogey, and Grant. Unless I can afford a big dog instead of Lillard, like a Giannis. If I can go up in price and spend the extra 6 to 10 L10, I might do that. But all right, so those are my guys. Those are my picks for this week, for this game week at least. Obviously, pay attention to the news. That's something you get in the Discord. That's going to change a lot of things here in the last, 10 hours before lock as of time of recording. So that's where you want to be. This stuff could change very quickly. It's crazy how many guys who are not listed as injured just pop up as injured later in the day for rest or illness. There's one you're seeing a ton and killing a ton of my lineups. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. But yeah, that's our guys. All right, let me talk a little bit about how I build my lineups. And you're going to get to see the sheet of power. All right, here it is. Yes, this is a lot of numbers. Yes, you do get this, a better looking version of this, in our Patreon. This is just my big brain ADD sheet. We have pared it down for subscribers, and it's a little more indicative of what you're actually seeing. So you do get this tab in the All-Star subscription. You just enter your players here. It spits out all your numbers, and you're going to have a better idea of what's sortable in there. So where do I start? First, you want to start on what competitions you want to prioritize. I prefer to prioritize contender because I need to win tier 1s to have a shot to win champion. And it's also so dang hard to win at that level, so I just go for contender. So I'm going to go contender, rare, champion, rare. Then if we have time, we'll look at limiteds really quick, but we're running low on time already. All right, so what I do is I sort by points added. It's going to be your weekend and up side minus L10. Again, it's a little clearer in the actual sheet, but that's where I sort. So I'm going to go here. I'm just going to sort. Boom. All right. Here are my best players by points added. Shea, Lillard, Brunson, Bay, Beasley, etc. So right here, I can see how many games everybody has or is expected to play. So I'm going to go for some 2-gamers. Do I think I can build a lineup with Shea? We can try. We can try. Let me actually share the whole window here. Okay. Hey, look, everybody, it's me a million times. All right. So I'm going to pull up a spreadsheet. I'm going to pull this up right here. We're going to go to lineup builder. Here we are in rare contender. Can I build a lineup with Shea, who's my best projection? Yeah. All right. So there goes half of my L10. We're here in Sorare data. We're going to scroll over a little bit. So Sadiq Bey at 20 with 16, that looks like my best option because the chances of me fitting in Jalen Brunson at a 33 and then everyone else is very low. So I'm going to go down to Bey. I'm going to add Bey. We got 44. We got Eason and Gordon at 18 and 16 each, also on one game. If I add both of them, we're looking at 10 L10, and I'm down here in the drudges. Like, I got to play Kevin Harris, who's not even going to play. So already I'm like, no, I can't do this. So let's get rid of Shea. We're going to start with Bey. We're going to drop down to Brunson or Allen. Brunson with a much higher upside, and he has more XP for me. So I'm going to risk it and go Brunson. They're both on a 33. The projection is much higher for Brunson than Allen. Actually, that's not true. I got a 52 upside for Allen. I got a 56 upside for Brunson. I just feel like I'm going to regret not playing Brunson if I do. All right, either way, I can change them up. How do I make that decision? So here's Brunson, here's Allen. I'm looking at the wrong one. Actually, it's this and this. So, yeah, 7 points higher for Brunson. It's one game versus 2. That's the thing. I'm just going to go with Brunson here. So, really, I don't have a ton of value on this team. I'm going to go with Malik Beasley because he's right there. He's got 2 games. But all of a sudden, I'm left with 33 remaining. I can't even get there by playing Eason and Gordon, even on the one game. I'm still 1 point over. I would probably, in this case, go with Gordon because he's got the higher upside. That leaves me with 17, and I'm looking at either Gabe Vincent or Terrence Ross. Vincent with 2 games, I guess, but Ross actually has a higher upside, so all of a sudden I'm looking at 6 points left over. Can I move up anywhere? Can I go Gordon to 22? I could go from Eric Gordon to Gordon Hayward, but we don't know that Hayward's going to play, and that's generally a risk that I try to avoid. I'm not going to play Joel Embiid in Champion because he's not going to play the first game, and the second game is such a doubt that I don't want to do that. So when I look at the lineup like this, that generally says to me that I want to go and buy somebody. whether that's going down from Brunson somewhere to go up from Gordon to Kevin Love. So that would mean a 29. So I could go get Bogey and then put Kevin Love in here. And actually, I kind of like that, and I might do that. If I could swap Jalen Brunson for Bogdanovich this week, I probably would do it. Yeah. So I might do that, but this is the best lineup that I have currently. And so that's how I do that. Now, all of a sudden, I'm going to move over to Champ. All right, I said I'm not playing Embiid, so I'm just going to plug in Shea and Lillard. Brunson now, I could play him here and still have a better chance, or I could just play Allen, and all of a sudden we're looking at 42 left over. We got Eason, we got Gordon, we got Van Vliet, Barnes. Let's see. We got Harrison Barnes with a 33 upside or Kevin Love with a 27. Barnes still projects higher upside. And he's only got one game. Aye. All right, so we're going to go Kevin Love. All right, we're looking at a 22 now. Again, Gordon Hayward would fit perfectly. And again, we're left in a spot where we got to take a chance. And all of a sudden, I'm going Eric Gordon. I'm leaving 6 on the table. The question here becomes, it only takes me 8 to get up from Jarrett Allen to Fred Van Vliet. So can I find 2 points? Do I have an 18? I do. I could run Eason and Gordon. That's a risk. Or I could drop from Gordon to Gabe Vincent with 2 games. I actually prefer that a lot. I would prefer to have better options. I just don't. So that is my champion lineup. So just to wrap, I'm going by points added. I'm sorting by points added. That's right here. And then I'm just taking the best guys, dropping them in, and making the rest work. Is that the best way to do things? I don't know. It's a good starting point, though. So I don't hate that lineup. I just don't love Vincent. If I want to find more people, I go over here to values. Again, there's a better, we'll use the better looking one. This is what you're actually going to see in the sheet that you get through Patreon. So let's see. I need what? What were we looking at here? So if I keep love, I need 14. So that's Branham. I already know what that's going to look like. But so we're going to go to L10 here. We're going to hit the drop down. We're going to say number filters. We're going to go less than or equal to 13. This is already sorted by points added, I believe. Yeah, upside points added. It says that's what it's sorted by. Let's sort it. All right, so we're looking at PJ Tucker. No thank you. Yeah, it's Branham. So if I can get a Branham here, then I'm happy. I like Branham a lot more than I like Gabe Vincent, even though there's some boomer bust there. But Gabe Vincent I don't think he's going to have the opportunity. But maybe the Heat miss a bunch of people again. But yeah, this is actually what you're going to see when you download the Patreon All-Star subscription pack. It's got everything, and it actually tells you what all of these things mean. That's all right here. So this is how I decide on if I'm going to buy somebody. I go in here, I look at the L10 I need, and I sort by what I just want. Really, if it's the last guy, I don't need value. I just need raw points. Like I'm just trying to stuff as many points in the last spot as possible. I'm going to sort by upside and projected scores. Sorry about that bump. And again, it's Branham. PJ Tucker, king of I know better. Stay away. I actually do like Taurean Prince here. Dwight Powell's always a question mark. Trez, if you have Trez, I'm playing him instead of Branham, to be honest, because we know he's got an upside with Embiid out, and he's got 2 games. That's right here. So that's how I decide to buy people. I could do the same thing. My limited gallery is much bigger, believe it or not. Let's try really quick. I'm going to sort So all of a sudden, Jaren Jackson's my number one guy, John Morant. You see all of that here. I would probably prioritize my contender lineup. Start with Jeremy Grant and Jaren Jackson and see if I can build something there. So we're going to go down here into the 30s. Although Jackson's he's on 2 games. I don't know that I love that. Let's see. Can we go Jeremy Grant and Miles Turner? Then we got 44 left. If I scroll down a little here, I do have Trez. So I'm going to play Trez. I allegedly have Trez. Where are you, friend? There he is. Bang. I got 33 left. I got Jetty Osman on an 18 with no Donovan Mitchell, maybe no Darius Garland, and I'm looking at 15 here. I'd probably go out and buy Malachi Branham, huh? Yeah, I mean, that's what I would do. And honestly, I'm just going to do that as soon as we log off. So there you go. I mean, that's how I do it. I sort in here by points added because that's what I want. I can try and stuff as many points as I can and still kind of try and get the same situation, but I know I'm getting value by stuffing in points above the L10 that I'm sticking in. And again, in the All-Star tab, I don't have it in my big brain ADD tab, but you can actually sort here by points added upside-wise. So you can use my proprietary upside score, or you can use my mix of a couple of different sources and sort by median projection. You still get Tucker here. Don't play PJ Tucker. I swear, just don't do it. Let me clear the filter. Kind of the same guys here. But you can see, a different view. Oh, here you go. DeAndre Hunter. There's another one. Nemhard. These are safer picks rather than the upside guys. And you see some of the guys that I've already told you to buy. So there's that. And then all of the prices are right here. Last 3 days sale. They're all listed here in the sheet. So that's that. That's how I build. That's how you do it. Again, drop your name, your Sorare name, in the comments. And then on Monday, we'll build your lineups. We'll do it the same way. And I'll show you how I would do it if I were you. And you can take my advice. Or you can say, kick rocks. That's fine. That's going to do it, though. MLB content coming up. Bob, our buddy, Orangefly, came up with some great ideas on some content to do for baseball, and it's just around the corner. I'm so excited. I love NBA, but baseball, repping my guards today. That's what gets me going. I'm so excited. We're less than 50 days from spring training, so it's right around the corner. Hopefully, Sorare opens up the well on auctions, and please, I can't wait. And also, we should hear from Sorare about some things soon. I know they're hiring somebody to run the baseball department. So until then, again, drop in the comments. The link is in our bio to the Patreon. Come on over. We'd love to have you. Even if you want to try us out, $10 for a month, jump in, jump out. A whole month of, being able to use all those tools that I showed you and see if it works for you. And you can lean on our community. It's great stuff. So that's it. Until next time, we'll talk to you.